In under 20 minutes, I'm going to show you how to eliminate AI slop from your design process with 3 simple steps. AI slop has taken a bunch of different shapes and sizes over the last couple of years. It started out originally with these purple-blue gradients and overuse of emojis. Now with Claude design, it's transitioned to something like this with these beige background specific type treatments and cards that feel a little bit out of place. So today we'll cover the MCPs that you should connect, the open source tool I use to remove common AI design patterns, and my custom workflow for keeping every design on brand without drifting back into that generic AI look. And by the end of this video, you'll have a repeatable workflow to build designs that don't look or feel AI generated. Real quick before we begin, check out our website, link in the video description. We're having about 30 hours of premium content on AI workflows, design topics, and a whole lot more. Members also get access to private Slack channel access with me and the team and some exclusive downloads too. This is just on our website, link in the video description. Be sure to check it out. Also, come follow me on X. That link is also down below. Defeating AI slop is all about giving AI taste. And I'm not talking about just giving it screenshots of examples and saying, oh, I really like this. That's a very junior workflow. There's now tools and MCPs that are available that sort of takes us from 0 to 100, where we can actually start to inject the taste into the overall design process instead of just giving AI these examples. The first MCP that we're going to connect is Mobbin MCP. If you don't know what Mobbin is, we're going to get to that very shortly. But what this MCP allows us to do is connect Claude Code, Codex, whatever AI we're using, to about 620,000 real-world UIs. I'm talking actual designs that are shipped in production, are from the best design teams in the world, have gone through user testing. So there's that quality bar that all the screens in Mobbin have. It's not like Dribble, where a lot of the designs are futuristic. They're cool treatments, but you don't know how good they would work in a real-world setting. Mobbin is all actual designs that we can give to AI and have AI dialogue actually with. Now, let me scroll down here. One thing, fun fact for you. Quote, that's me right on the homepage. But anyways, let's continue on. So if I flip over to Mobbin, here you can see you have access to all these different categories, these different screens, these different UI elements, these different flows. Let's say if I'm looking for maybe just like a dashboard and I'm on iOS, because they also have a web version for everything too, is I can see all these different mobile dashboards to get a lot of that good inspiration from. Or if I'm looking for a particular flow, so let's say I'm building out a mobile onboarding flow for a payment processor. I can come in here, see all of Stripe's designs, but I can also filter by flows too. So I'm looking for their onboarding specifically. I can come in here and browse all their different onboardings. You can see how powerful the tool this is when you're able to connect it to your AI. And by the way, you can take 20% off the annual plan using the special UI collective link that is in the description. But let's focus on connecting all of these screens to our favorite AI tools now. I'm going to navigate up here, and I'm not going to hover over the avatar because that's going to show my personal email. But if you navigate over to the settings within Mobbin, under their settings on this MCP page, you can see instructions on how to connect your favorite AI tools. But we're designers. We generally don't like working within terminal. So we're going to hit CL supported clients, and we're hit Claude desktop and web. Again, I'm going to be using Claude. You can use Codex, you can use Cursor, you can use whatever you want, whatever tool you have access to. And then here's some instructions on how to connect the Claude desktop app to the Mobbin MCP. So let's flip over to Claude and go through this process. Here within Claude Code, whenever you hit customize, just navigate to connectors. Here what we can actually do is just search Mobbin. This is new. In the past, you actually had to manually connect some things. So we can go ahead, simply connect Mobbin. What that's going to do is going to open up Mobbin in the browser, which I know you can't see. I'm just going to choose to authenticate, and that should load here in just a second. Took a couple seconds, but now it's connected. Let's demo the power of this now when it comes to giving AI design taste based on real world designs. I want to demo some of the basic power of that MCP really quickly. So within Mistral AI, within Mobbin, let's say maybe I like, what's a good example here of just like this connectors page. Let's just use this as an example. So let's describe to Claude Code what we want and then have it go pull the treatments from Mobbin via the MCP. We're going to run this prompt. I really like the connectors page within Mistral AI. Can you please build something similar? Let's run. This is the result it came back with. A couple things here. First off, this did a really good job of not matching the design one-to-one. Sometimes in the past when I've used Mobbin MCP, it matches too closely to the original design that we don't always want. I think this here did a pretty good job of taking its own spin on things, looking what was on that page and adding more additional things. Like here, we can see which connectors are actually connected. Then we see our available connectors. Or if we go back to this example, it's just my connectors, then featured connectors. There's not that breakdown of what connectors you already have connected. So I think it did a really good job here. And this as it stands, Very difficult to tell that it's AI generated. Sure, there's a couple things we could clean up. Like there appears to be like this drop shadow glow around some of the elements, and that's usually a sign of AI generation. But this, as it stands, very difficult to tell. Let's still use the Mistral AI as an example while we're already here, because I want to show you the second MCP that we're going to connect now. So it's pretty easy using Mob and MCP to recreate the style of this hero. But what about the background image? Unless you have an image like that in your stock folder, it's very, very difficult to recreate. Cue Higgsfield AI. What this tool is, it's a massive repository of every great image generation model, video generation model. So you can create things that are really real life. As an example, for a video I was working on earlier in the week, like I was generating this Tesla. Look how real life that looks. And then what I was able to do is turn that Tesla into this type of video. Again, notice how real life that looks. So when it comes to giving AI taste, half the battle is honestly giving it access to create these really cool animations, these cool videos, these cool images that fit in nicely with a landing page, with a card modal, different areas within our UI. In order to connect to Higgsfield MCP, just follow the steps that are here. You can choose the tool of your choice. So it's very similar to Mobbin, super easy to connect. So I'm going to skip the part where you watch me connecting it just in the interest of time, and let's flip back to Claude. Then inside of Claude, we're going to use both MCPs here. So I connected Higgsfield MCP offline. Let's run this prompt. I really like the background treatment in Mistral AI's hero section. Can you create something with a similar feel, then use the Higgsfield MCP to generate a complementary background image? Use a gray palette instead of orange so it feels inspired by the reference without being a one-to-one copy. This is really important. You never want to copy designs on Mobbin one-to-one. It's just not ethical. But anyways, let's run this. This is the result that it came back with. Sure, the design, the layout was taken from the Mobbin example, but this image is completely AI generated on our own via the Higgsfield MCP. If we go back to the Mistral example, you can see that the style of the hero is similar, but it's not a one-to-one match. Like it didn't take this image example one-to-one and just recreate it. It added its own spin on things. So you can see here the power of Higgsfield MCP, where we're able to generate these images, these videos that can go into our UI, animations too, for different hero backgrounds, modals or cards, to stop our designs from having the standard AI-generated feel. The next step here is all about connecting different design vocabulary that our AI agents are able to understand and able to use easily in order to go from AI-generated designs or AI slop to designs that look a little bit real life. For this, we're going to be using this set of skills, it's totally free, called Impeccable. And I'll put a link for this in the video description too. And it's a set of skills that you can install on whatever AI tool you're using, Claude, Codex, Grok, Cursor, to take AI-generated designs that look like this. And then when you install these skills, they're able to detect what is AI slop and redesign some of the cards, redesign some of the layouts, work with you as you're building things out to generate designs that don't feel like AI slop the first time around. And it has all these different commands. Or if I scroll down here, you can see if I call clarify, before you sort of have these AI generated looking designs with plenty of text. And then after, it's able to simplify them. So it's able to introduce like a loading bar as an example while saving changes. While the AI generated design will just say your request is being processed. Things like that. Another good one, if I want to distill something to simplify it, you have this AI generated design here. When you call this impeccable skill, it's able to simplify the content and format it in a way that actually makes sense. We're going to navigate up here to docs, and all you have to do in order to install these skills is just run this command right here. What I did is I had Codex, and I did it in Codex just because Claude code is being really slow for me right now, where I just ran this prompt. Build me a simple, I forgot to say please, oops. Build me a simple card design for a UI, not the full UI, just a card. And this is what it came back with. It looks half decent, but anyone would be able to still tell that this is an AI generated design. Let's open up Terminal here, and let's just run that same prompt that we copied from Impeccable. So let's run. Then just go through the small setup process. It takes just a couple seconds. Then Impeccable is ready to be called. With this, it's important that you don't just say Impeccable fix this. Give it some instructions. Become familiar with the different commands. Understand what it is that you want to change about your design. Is it too bold where you want it to go a little bit quieter, like the example that you see here? Do you want to make it a little bit bolder where it's just plain text? Then do you want to make it a little bit bolder so it stands out a little bit more? Understand what it is that you actually want associated with your design to change. It's not as easy as just saying, fix this. Give it some instructions. It's how you get the best result. So for this example, maybe what we want to do is just distill the design, because I think there were a lot of unnecessary elements on the design that Codex generated, or maybe want to simplify it. So what we can do is we can run a command involving the word distill. So what we'll do is we'll hit slash and then type in impeccable. So we're going to call the impeccable skill and then just say distill this design, something like that. Let's run. Look at the result it came back with. Way better if we compare that against the original. This year, clearly AI Slop. The tag is out of place. This is a pretty standard treatment of progress bar. The button pretty standard, but it simplified the design and just cleaned it up in a way that has that senior designer touch to it. Breaking it out between the number of lessons instead of just a standard progress bar, making it a link to continue learning versus a big heavy button, getting rid of the tag and also the image here at the top. You could keep the image in if you wanted to, maybe just needed to make it a little bit more real life, but you can see the power of this kind of skill where it's able to take these AI slop designs, simplify them, make them bolder, distill them down, make specific tweaks, adjust the type treatments in order to generate designs that have that senior design touch. Impeccable is great, don't get me wrong, but I want to talk about how we can build our own skills, whether using Claude, Codex, Grok, Cursor, in order to counteract a lot of those AI treatments that come up and a lot of that brand drift, which generally turns into AI slop. Another reason that I'm moving away from impeccable here is it can be very, very token intensive. And if you're on a lower Claude plan, a lower AI plan anywhere that has a smaller amount of tokens in each session or in a 5-hour window, you might start running into issues here. Also, too, it's not always the best at following a more rigid brand guideline. I'm not talking about a full-on design system here. I have other videos where I talk about better connecting our design system to these AI tools. But it's not always really good at following all your existing brand guidelines, your brand styles. And it's also not something that you're going to be able to install, especially if you're working at an enterprise. If you're like these sort of open source tools, if I tried to download this, or if I was working at a bank and I tried to install this on Claude Code, I would have compliance emailing me and calling me being like, what on earth are you doing? So although it's great, it's not a tool or a set of skills that everyone has access to. Back inside Claude Code, we're going to run this prompt. And you're going to see why I'm doing this very shortly. The prompt is, the product I'm building is a finance product in light mode. Minimal bright colors, soft neutral tones, plenty of white space. Please build me a brand guideline based on competitors and Mobbit. Provide a locally ran version and a PDF version I can download. Thank you. Remember to say your please and thank yous. But for the purposes of this exercise, what we're doing, we're going to look at it from the point of view, we're building a product. We don't have a robust brand guideline. Like many of us who are building products out there, we don't have that. We don't have a full design system. We don't have this complex list of components. And even if you do, the workflow that I'm about to show you, you can still do it somewhat similar, just maybe with a little bit of adaptation, but I'll walk you through it. But let's run this in the meantime. This is what we got back with. So I described the initial look and feel that I want for our product. And then it gave me this set of guidelines that AI could actually follow. So we have things like initial color. And again, it's not a full design system. We don't have every color ramp. We don't have every use case. We have some initial typography. We have spacing and layouts. We have some of these initial introductory elements that go into making up a basic design system. But it's important to note, it's not a full design system because it covers some things like components. Like we have our button, we have our input, we have our badge, we have our segmented control, a metric tile, transaction row, a data table, empty state, and then that's it. If you had a full design system, it would be too much information here for AI to build one skill around. And that's a completely different workflow. I'll link some videos down below where I talk about that concept a little bit more in depth. It's just a little bit more complex workflow than what we're working with here. But everything that's here, we're going to build a skill around this. And then AI in collaboration with the MCPs that we would have already connected, and also with the impeccable skill and other ways in which we can avoid AI slop. This here is going to work collaboratively with those methods, but still keep those designs on brand, but still avoiding the AI slop. Just back inside of regular Claude AI, let's run this prompt. And one thing I forgot to do as well is I forgot to attach that brand guideline. So there we go. I attached that brand guideline. I basically also had a PDF version as well. But the prompt is going to be this: build a Claude skill that ensures every UI design for Vantage stays aligned with the guideline in this document. So this document's essentially everything that was inside of that version that we ran locally earlier on. The skill must be referenced whenever a Vantage interface is created or updated, helping maintain brand consistency, enforce our design standards, and prevent the work from drifting into generic AI-generated design patterns. Let's run. Now we have this skill, which is pretty in-depth around a lot of the rules that the AI should follow to at least stay somewhat on brand relating to our design system. Now, this is not meant to be an entire design system. I'll get to that in just a second. Let's go ahead and let's save that skill. Why this is not a true design system is because we had about 20 colors or even less, not 80. We had about 6 components, not 50. So there's a clear differentiation between what an actual design system is and what we just produced. So if you have a true design system, I'm talking all those components, all those colors, all those different use cases, all those different purposes of different things, it's very difficult to steer away from AI slop, given the amount of information AI actually needs to consume. As I said earlier, I've talked about breaking that down in more consumable formats and other lessons, but it's very, very difficult if you're actually trying to integrate your true design system to avoid a lot of that AI slop. But this mini design system is meant to make it consumable by AI and work with Mob and MCP and also Impeccable to build designs that look good, that are on brand, and stop it from drifting into a lot of those AI slop type treatments, those AI slop colors, those AI slop design decisions. What we can then do is we can run this prompt. So build me a dashboard for Vantage inspired by Stripe. Let's run. Hopefully you can see now how this is becoming a little bit of a workflow, where what happened is Claude browsed the Stripe design via Mob and MCP, read the Vantage skill to build a design that was on brand with that initial mini design system that we gave it via that Claude skill, and also had a lot of that inspiration from Stripe, which is known for their dashboards. And this is the result it came back with. Of course, there's a couple small things we would need to clean up. We could probably use the Impeccable commands at some points here, but for a starting design, pretty good. So we can see we have our volume here. We have the cards that were similar treatment, almost an exact same as to what was generated in that initial brand guidelines PDF. So we did a really good job reading the skill. We have volume by payment method. The treatments here are really good. Recent payments. There's a couple small things that if you look closely, if a senior designer was to look at this, they'd be able to say that AI was involved. But for the most part, really good job. Hey, thanks for watching this one. Really appreciate you being here. Be sure to drop a subscribe. We're going to have a lot more videos like this coming on AI topics and a whole lot more. Also, check out our website, link in the video description. And if you want to watch a video where I built an entire design system, click in the top left. If you want to watch another video that I highly recommend, click in the top right. See you soon.